But there are some legitimate reasons to seriously consider regarding listing your property for lease while it's still occupied, and most importantly, before it is move-in ready again. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is liability. As an individual landlord, as a property manager, as a property management company, or even as a listing agent, you always want to keep the risks in mind and at the top of your list when it comes to considerations. What are the potential liabilities of listing your property before it's completely vacant? The first one that I think of is, let's say somebody walks through the house, they love it, they sign a lease to start on the 8th of the month after your tenant moves out on the 31st from the month before. What happens if your previous tenant actually doesn't move out? They hold over. What happens if your tenants move out and there's some serious damage that happens to the home in the process of the move out? Now you're stuck with a lease that you can't honor, or a situation with a new tenant that's already off on a sour foot. Lots of different things that could happen when you have a lease signed before the current tenants have already moved out and you don't really know the full condition of the home. The other aspect of liability that you have to consider is that you're going to have people walking through the home with your current tenants already living there. There's always the chance that something could go missing. Tenants could lose something in the process of moving, right? Like, there's a lot of upheaval going on. You don't want to get blamed for something going missing or something being broken, and your tenants don't want to feel like their moving process is impeded because you're showing the property. Remember, your goal as a landlord is to get those tenants moved out, get your property turned over, and present it again in an excellent way to potential new tenants. To wrap up point number one, liability. You have lease considerations and liability to consider, both from your current lease and your potentially new lease. And then you also have liability when it comes to the people in and out of the property, making sure that everyone is safe and that move out process goes well.